Hi guys, black is always beautiful, especially when it's a red from southwest France. Confused? Zut alors, it's Cahors, coming right up. Hi guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the show that brings you news, clues and reviews about, yes, everything in the world of wine. And my wine of the week for this week is indeed from France, and it's this one here. It's Château La Reyne Prestige. 2014 is the vintage, and this wine comes in for a price of just over €15 a bottle where I am. Okay, wonderful sound in the glass. Yes, let's put the bottle there. Okay. This is from France, in fact from southwest France, and it is Appellation Contrôlée Cahors. Now Cahors is a town of roughly 23,000 people, about a good 100 kilometers or so north of Toulouse, and it's famous for its so-called black wine. Now black wine, of course, the wine isn't black, but it is as near as damn it. This is a very, very, very dark red indeed. The wine takes its colour and its very, very existence from the Malbec grape. So in the Cahors wines, you've got to have a minimum of 70% of the Malbec grape. Now the Malbec grape is, of course, familiar to us as one of those grape varieties that does very, very well at altitude, particularly in Argentina. Okay, so we're dealing here with a very, very dense, dark red wine from a very, very small area of wine production in southwest France. Okay, let's take a look at it. Well, yes, it is dark and dense in the glass. It's a deep ruby red. It's almost black. Purplish black in colour, I would say. Let's see what it gives us actually in the nose. Oh, this wine, the aroma is superb. It's extremely berry heavy. I'm getting aromas of cherry and blackberry in the nose, quite sharp. Even some currants, I think. So blackberries, currants, especially cherries, and maybe even a slightly earthy, woody kind of aroma there as well. Very pleasant though, quite sharp in the nose. All right, let's try this now in the mouth and see what we get. Now this wine has a great deal of potential, great deal of promise. The first thing coming to my attention is the tannins in this wine. They're quite pronounced. They're not overly large, but they are quite distinct and to the fore in this wine. So this is a wine which I think will pair up extremely nicely with meat dishes, for example. Now beyond the tannins, let me just take another little swig. This wine is quite closed at the moment. It's important to get it opening up a bit. Right. Okay. Now the finish is long, tannin rich. There's also some spices in there, I think. Something like cinnamon, some sweet spices. Berries, the cherries, and also perhaps even just a little touch of chocolate or cocoa in the finish as well. So dark, ripe fruits, something green and herby, floral notes a little bit, sweet spices, earthy, dark and earthy. Very pleasant indeed. Now you're going to have some food to go with this wine. I think this isn't a wine, you know, you just have as a glass of wine. This needs some food to go with it. So what are we going to recommend in terms of food to go with our Château La Reyne here? Well, I think, you know, a solid beef stew would probably work the best there. Pretty much anything from the grill would go well with this. I think this is a wine that you need to open in advance and let it breathe for half an hour or so, decant it maybe. Tell you another little tip here. How about some strong cheeses now, particularly like a blue cheese, a Roquefort cheese, which is also a native of southwest France. Roquefort cheese and a glass of this Château La Reyne would be wonderful together. Now, serving temperature is also important here. We're going to be, I think, drinking this wine at something like 18 or 19 degrees, so room temperature. Let me bring you the heads up on this wine. This is an unusual one. Château La Reyne, 2014, 100% Malbec grape, a typical black wine of Cahors. Dark berries and spice, lovely stuff. I'm going to give this wine 4 stars out of 5. Okay guys, many thanks for taking the time to check out this week's video and the little introduction to the Château La Reyne, an unusual one, a Malbec, a black wine from the Cahors region of southwest France. Nice stuff. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us that big thumbs up, which we appreciate so much. Drop a comment down below, why don't you? And follow me on my other social media platforms. And naturally, you can always subscribe if you haven't done so already by hitting that big red button up there behind me. I'll be back again next week with another wine of the week for your pleasure. But until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, be good to each other. Take care out there. Enjoy your wines. And cheers.